We only believe one. Yeah? And that one creator sent us books. Yeah? The Holy Quran, we believe. We believe it is from God. It was revealed in its exact language, which is Arabic. Today, Muslims, we read the Quran in Arabic. And then we read the translation. Christians, they don't read the Bible in Greek Koine, majority of them. They don't. Majority of the Jews, if you look, in fact, you look around the world, the Hebrew language is not a common language. Yeah, so in our holy book that we believe, and I can give you the proof as well that it is preserved, Allah answers your question. That your purpose is to worship Allah. And what does it mean to worship Allah? To know Him, to glorify Him, to understand Him. Yeah? To understand who sent you here, who brought you here. You said your name was?
Anil.
Anil. Yeah. So Anil, you have, mashallah, 2 eyes.
Yeah.
You have a nose. If, for example, your nose was underneath your foot, each time you step, your nose would be broken.
Yeah.
Your heart
Exactly.
is in your chest. Yeah? It beats 100,000 times a day. 10,000 times a day. Yeah? It beats. And we don't ever expect the heart to stop beating.
Okay.
We never expect it to stop beating.
Yeah.
However, when you buy a car, if someone says, "Oh, my car stopped working," and you go, "How long did you have it?" "Oh, I have it for 60 years." Eh? Of course, after 60 years, it's gonna break.
Yeah.
Because anything human makes, it's expected to break. But human beings, Allah created. With us, we have the heart. No one expects the heart to stop randomly. If your heart stopped, has your heart ever stopped?
No.
No. If your heart stopped, Anil stopped.
Stop. Yeah.
Anil stopped. The book of Anil is finished.
Tennis. Yeah.
So Anil, this is the reality.
Okay.
Yeah. When we go out, you go job. You have job.
Yeah.
You have family.
Yep.
Family will leave you.
Yeah.
Job tomorrow, you don't do the job.
Yeah.
Your job tell you bye bye Anil, bye bye, finished.
That's right.
Yeah. Your friend, I'm sure somebody like yourself has many friends. But if tomorrow you say something rude to your friend says bye bye, finished. Yeah. But there's only one that will never say bye bye to you.
It's God.
It's God. And it's that God that give us everything. He give you body. He give you brain. Brain to look around you, to see, can this tree come by itself by chance?
No.
You see the beautiful zebra. Black, white, black, white, black, white. So majestic, the way it gallops. Can that come by chance?
No.
You see the long neck of the elephant and the blood pressure control system in the brain of a giraffe. When it goes down, all the blood doesn't rush to its head and give it, some health problems.
Yeah.
That didn't come by chance. You look at the mandarin duck, how colorful.
Yeah.
The homing instinct of a pigeon. So when you look at all of these things, and it points towards a creator. And when that creator tells us, you're here for a short time to know me, to recognize me, to worship me. Worship means what? Worship means saying thank you.
Yeah.
If I say a compliment to you, Anil, your hair is very nice, your culture will say, or teach you to say thank you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Your mum gave birth to you. You love her so much. But Allah is the one who's created your mum and you, who keeps you alive and feeds you with the most luscious and amazing of fruits and vegetables. And we can't even acknowledge God.
Yeah. No. We can't.
You see, that's why, and it is very important for us to recognize God. What question do you have about Islam? Because of course there are other religions. What proof do you need, Anil, to accept Islam and to live your life according to Islam?
For Islam, I don't have any question. Because I want to know, what's the purpose? According to the Islam, I want to know what's the purpose of life.
I already answered that. Any others?
No, that's it. Thank you.
What about the holy book,
Holy book.
the Quran?
I didn't know much about the Quran, But
Have you read the Quran?
yeah, it's like similar to the Bible, yeah. Until I just know the story, like I didn't read the Quran, like
Maybe some names and the structure in some stories may be somewhat similar, but when it comes to the creed, when it comes to the crux of things, very different. The Bible or the Christians preach Trinity. Quran says, don't say Trinity. Bible says we are all born with original sin. Quran says, no, Adam alayhi salam was forgiven. There is no sin upon Adam alayhi salam after he was forgiven, and especially not us.
like,
Yeah.
But like some of the stories are like same, like from the
Even
beginning.
I'll give you an example. The Bible says right at the beginning, God created earth in 6 days. We don't believe it's 6 days. We believe it's ayyam, epochs, periods. Then the Bible says on the 7th day, God took a rest.
Yeah.
If you say this to a Muslim, he will look at you like you stole money from him. Eh? God took a rest. What is this? No Muslim who is conscious
So in
will
Muslim,
believe.
God is like invisible.
All religions believe God is invisible. Yeah? Because it's a belief. Yeah? Religion is a belief. If God was visible, then everyone would believe in God, then life is not a test anymore. Life is a test. That's why God is not visible. God sends his prophets who preach what God says, and then it's a test if we are going to believe or if we're going to disbelieve. Even the Bible, it will talk about certain people like Lot. In the Quran, Lot is respected. He's called a prophet. Yeah? And we don't mention bad things about him. In the Bible, it mentions that Lot, his own daughters got him drunk, then had sex with him, then had children with him. His own daughters. You say this to a Muslim, he will look at you like you stole his kidney. Not the right one, the left one. We don't believe this. Anyone who says anything about a prophet, even Jesus, Muslims accept Jesus as well. Did you know this?
I don't know much.
Yeah, we accept Jesus. We believe he was a mighty messenger. We accept Moses. We believe he was a mighty messenger as well. We accept even Lot, David. They believe David committed adultery. Lot got drunk by.
So they are apart from the Muslim, yeah, the Jesus.
Well, we believe Jesus was a Muslim. He believed in what he believed and preached one God. Christians believe he is God. My question to you, Anil, can you ever imagine God doing a toilet? You see, imagine you praying to God and he's busy doing a toilet. We don't believe God is doing a toilet. We don't believe God becomes tired. We don't believe God needs sleep. Why is he taking a rest on the 7th day? If he's the creator of everything. It doesn't make any sense. It's a sign of weakness. If I come to the park and I ask somebody, where's Anil? And he say, Anil is sleeping. Am I going to think Anil is strong? I'm going to think Anil is a weak guy, he's sleeping. He's supposed to be, it's the middle of the day. Why is he sleeping for? He's probably drunk. It's a sign of weakness. Yeah, that's why as Muslims we believe this is the definition. In chapter 112 of the Quran, say he is God the One. Independent. He does not beget, nor is he begotten. Meaning, he doesn't create children and he wasn't given birth to. And there is none like him. Very simple definition of God. Nothing is like God. God is the most powerful, the all-hearing, the all-seeing. That's God. Not a weak man who comes and then he gets put on a cross and they believe he's on the cross and they believe he's naked on the cross. They believe he's naked. He was naked on the cross. We don't believe God shows his private parts to the people. This is not what we believe in. So Anil, my question to you is, and this is a genuine question, how do you live your life without God? Because I think it's very difficult. How do you do it? Who tells you
My
what's...
faith.
But with you, what religion do you follow?
I have my own religion. Nepal, like we have our own religion.
Yeah?
Like most of them are Hindu, but me, I follow Kirati. Do you know about like what?
Karate.
Kirati, yeah, Kirati.
Karate, like the fighting karate.
No.
Oh,
It's like the religion. It's our own religion.
really?
Yeah.
Tell me about karate. Am I saying it wrong?
Kirati. Kirati.
Kirate.
Yeah.
Kirate.
Yeah.
Tell me about kirate.
Kirati, like I don't know much about, but I don't know much about the religion. Just
Do you follow it?
yeah, we follow like from parents, like they follow, so I have to follow as well.
But when it comes to these, so do they believe in one God? They believe in many gods.
They just believe in one.
Do they? What do they believe about the qualities of that God? Was he a human being? Tell me about what their belief of God is.
Not visual, like he's not a man. Like it's like same like as a Muslim, like we don't believe in a statue, we don't believe in a
Really?
yeah.
Kirate, yeah? Do you believe in prophets?
Prophets. Yeah, we have.
Who's the prophet that you follow in Kirate?
It's like actually I don't know like my one. I don't know much about like my parents. They follow, so I follow them as well. Like
I would advise you, because it's only one life, don't waste your life by just following what your parents followed or the people before followed without evidence and proof. Yeah?
It's Kirati.
Kirat.
Is it this one?
yeah, that one.
Yeah, you worship, you have many gods. You believe in nature and ancestors.
Yeah.
So you believe in peoples as well. People being God. So already, from what you said, you don't believe in the Kirat religion. Because you believe in one God. They believe many gods. Because they worship ancestors. People that have died. Do you believe that the dead can help you?
I know.
Because if the dead could help us, today we'd have, so many people that have passed away. They would come back to life and they'd be helping us and protecting their kingdoms and this and that. Pharaoh died. And when Pharaoh died, they buried him with his belongings. And then years, decades, centuries later, they dug him up. And he's a mummy. Yeah, not the pharaohs, Ramses II, I'm talking about other pharaohs. Yeah, when they dig him up, their mummies, their bones, and they take the trinkets, the gold and silver or whatnot, they put it in museums. That's what becomes of them. They're useless. People that have died, useless in the grave. Yeah, unless of course we believe that the prophets, the martyrs, and the truthful. Yeah, but that's a separate category. So already your beliefs are very similar with Islam. You believe in one God, you accept that there are prophets, you accept that there's books that were revealed. So my question to you is, what's stopping you from accepting Islam?
Yeah, but it's my family. Like
You can.
my society, my family.
We can do it in secret if you want. If there's something you don't want it to be on camera, we can speak off camera. But with all due respect, when you pass away and you die, you will be in your grave by yourself. Your family will not be there. Like now your family is there around you, but when you're there in your grave, you're going to be by yourself. That's why it's good that you use your own faculties, your own brain. If we were supposed to follow our predecessors and our families, then our brain would be connected with their brain. That in order for us to think, we would need to connect our brains. We would be reliant upon other people. However, Allah has given us faculties. Why? Because Allah wants us to come up with the answer by ourselves. He's given us complete way of thinking. That's why I ask you again, Ali, that bearing this in mind, that you will be in the grave alone. You have your own brain. In fact, you are disagreeing with many things of the Kirat religion, which you disagree with, frankly. You agree with many of the Islamic things. What more do you want to know about Islam before you accept it?
Yeah.
So when it comes to the Quran, like I said, Quran from the ancient scriptures is the only book that we read in its original language, Fusha Arabic. In fact,
Arabic is the first language of
Arabic is the language of the final revelation, the Quran. So when a person reads, they can read translations, but as Muslims, we're encouraged to read the Quran in Arabic, primarily, with the translation, of course. It can take you time to learn it, no problem. But if you look at the language of Arabic compared to the other religions, Arabic is top 5 most spoken languages in the world. Jesus spoke Aramaic. Christians, they believe Jesus is God. He spoke Aramaic. Aramaic is an endangered language. So I asked them, if this is a language of God, why is it endangered? Why haven't you guys kept it alive? Sanskrit, that's the language of the Vedas, the Hindu books, your friends. It's not a live language. It's not commonly spoken. Hebrew of the Old Testament, it's not commonly spoken. In fact, Hebrew relied a lot on Arabic, the Hebrew that we have today. Islam has preserved its holy book, the Quran. On top of that, even when you read the Quran, pertaining the nature of the Quran, the prophecies in the Quran, I can tell you some of them, haven't been disproved. No one says that the prophecies of the Quran are embarrassing. In fact, they can be evidenced. For example, one simple example is chapter 111 of the Quran, where verses of the Quran verses were revealed to say that Abu Lahab would not accept Islam. He hated Islam. For him to disprove Islam, all he had to do was pretend to accept Islam. Islam would have been falsified. That's all he had to do. However, Abu Lahab, one of the guys most against Islam, it didn't occur to him because the author of the Quran knew he would never accept Islam. Because if that was wrong, how can you defend that? But the author of the Quran knew not only would he not accept Islam, but he would not survive till the conquest of Mecca, because in the conquest of Mecca, most people accepted Islam. So there's a two-pronged speciality when it comes to this prophecy. This is just a small prophecy. When it comes to the Quran, Surah Baqarah is 286 verses. One of the verses says, Allah says, I have created you as the middle nation. That's ayah, the verse number is 186, which is exactly half the total verses. So the total verses are 286. The verse that says you are the middle nation comes exactly in the middle of the chapter. 183. So when you look at even numerical miracles, when you look at prophecies, I haven't come across anyone in my experience here that has memorized the Bible from cover to cover. Whether it's Old Testament, whether it's New Testament, whether it's the Vedas. However, the Quran is memorized by children as young as 6. Did you know this? You did? 6-year-old memorizing the full Quran.
I heard about it.
Yeah. What do you think about that? Because the reason why that's so special is that no one can come and start adding things to it. For example, I can read a verse of the Quran incorrect. There will be people standing here that can correct me in the native language. Do you believe me? Your own friend. Have I ever met you?
Yeah.
We met how many times?
You haven't met me.
I haven't met you. I can read a passage of the Quran. I'll be confident. I read it wrong, he'll be able to correct me in the Arabic language. قل هو الله أحد.
قل هو الله أحد.
قل هو الله أحد.
قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد.
The mistake I made was mad. I should have said ahad. And this was chapter 112. I translated it for you. Say he is the one, the independent, doesn't beget, nor is he begotten, and there's none like him. He read the whole thing in Arabic for you. When, as you go around, see if any Christian can do that. Reading the book in its original language is very important because it prevents changes, people adding stuff in it. That's the problem with the Bible. You got the Protestant Bible, then you got the Catholic Bible. They have different books, 66 books, the 69 books, 71 books. What is this? Quran is only one Quran. Simple as that.
So I don't think he knows about the prophets, the whole point of prophets, why they came here. I mean, on the earth. So they came with the message of one God.
Yes.
That's the whole point. But they've been corrupted, or how do you say?
So we believe, like you said, because God is not seen. You can't see God. If we could see God, everyone would believe in God, and this world is a test. So God sends prophets. Yeah, these are prophets who represent God. And you can test those prophets. Yeah, and you can test their prophecies. And you can test the religious books as well. However, before there was a line of prophets that were coming. Adam, Enoch, Moses, David, Jesus. However, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is the last prophet. No prophet to come after him. Therefore, it was vital that the Prophet's teachings were holistic. The Quran was a book that wouldn't be changed because there wouldn't be a prophet that would come afterwards with another revelation to correct the mistakes that have crept in. Before, there was a test. Would people change the book? Now, the test is not that. The test is implementation of the book. So God gives us different tests. Now the test is implementing the book. You see, that's why there's a difference about why the Quran can't and won't be changed. So many people have memorized it. In fact, if you burn every single holy book, Quran is the only holy book that can be written word for word. Isn't that remarkable? And if you can't rewrite other works of God because of a mere fire, what does that say about the power of God? You see, so surely God, this is the last revelation, surely it should be preserved so that we can accurately read it. And as you go around in the park, you will realize no one claims to have manuscripts dating to the time of revelation. Manuscript that you can carbon date using science, you can only do that to the Quran. Can't do that to the Old Testament. They don't have manuscripts dating to the time of Moses. You can't do that to the New Testament. The oldest manuscript they have is 300 years after Jesus. Hindus and the Vedas, some of them accept the Smriti texts, some of them don't. Some of them only accept the Shruti texts. The question is, what kind of book adherence is this? You see, so when it comes to Islam, my friend, you will realize, even practically speaking, when you go out and about, you will see that the people that stick by their religions are Muslims. The rest of whether it's the Kirati religion, whether it's Buddhism, whether it's Christianity that has been reformed by Martin Luther, not Martin Luther King, it's another Martin Luther. Judaism has been reformed. Hinduism has been reformed. Quran, Islam has not been reformed. How can religion from God need to be reformed? It doesn't. And my question to you, Anil, is life is short. Or rather, my argument, or my postulation to you is life is short. And when you lie down at night and you look up at the stars, when you're walking down the street and you look at the amazing leaves and the trees, and you look at the grass and you look at the way human beings are interacting with each other, the organs, the organ systems within us, the amazing nature of even the eye, and how it takes in all of this data that even today computers and quantum computers are struggling with. How can a person still not acknowledge God and not exhaust their means to at least find out who the God is. How can a person be okay with just wandering and wafting through life? How? I ask you. How is a person okay with this? You see, because is knowing God more important or making money more important?
It's God.
God. Is knowing God more important or, being with a lot of women very important?
Being with God is like important.
Is knowing God more important or having desserts on a hot sunny day or drinking alcohol or gambling or cigarettes or drinking like they call the pint of piss?
It's like God.
Knowing God. That's why when you asked me the purpose of life, I told you to know God. To know God. To worship God. To thank God. And that's why, Anil, it's very important. You've acknowledged this yourself. I don't think there's anything stopping you from accepting Islam now. There's nothing left.
But it's like my society, my family,
Do you care what society thinks?
No, I don't care.
Do you care what your family thinks? I told you, there's nothing stopping you.
Prove them as well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what makes more sense to you in your deep heart, like having one God, believing in one God.
Brother, don't engage her. Don't engage her. Don't engage her. She wants that energy. You're giving her your good energy. Yeah. This is why you don't drink too much alcohol. This is example. If you don't know God, you become crazy like this.
We had a conversation about moralities, like standards. Where do we take these standards?
Standard of life.
For example, we take from religion, they take from parents. This is how I explain it.
So,
It's like you can't change it. I mean, Islam you can change
Yes.
it. That's why.
So he makes a very good point. When it comes to morality, what is good, what is bad? If I was to ask you, do you believe killing is bad? Do you believe all killing is bad?
No.
Do you see? Already there's a difference. Do you believe you should be kind to people? Do you believe you should be kind to everyone? Who do you decide who to be kind to, who not to be kind to? Who tells you this?
By me, myself.
I mean, you've been a kid, you don't know who's bad, who's good.
Your experience, let's just say you live in a very bad area and you think the people in that area, let's just say they look like me and they treat you badly, then you will think everybody that looks like me is a bad person. Let's just say I go to another area, I see people like you. Yeah, I think everybody that looks like you is a bad person because I had bad experiences. Do you see? Just because I have bad experiences, that doesn't mean that everybody is bad. But if you have bad experiences, it affects you negatively. Human beings are biased. That's why your own experience is not a good. Maybe you have banana milkshake in the evening and you have very bad diarrhea. Then you stop drinking banana milkshake. You tell me, don't drink banana milkshake. Is that correct? But according to you, banana milkshake bad, it gives you stomach problem. When I have banana milkshake, no problem. I'm happy. Do you see? That's why individual morality you can't take seriously. You might hate your brother. Does that mean I must hate your brother? But your morality tells me your brother is bad. My morality tells me your brother is good. He gives me a lot of money. But to you, he doesn't give no money.
I want to know like one thing as well about the standard of life. What are the actual standard of life?
Yeah. So Islam came to preserve at least 5 things. Firstly, religion. Like I mentioned to begin with, Islam preserves monotheism, belief in one God. Biggest sin in Islam is to attribute partners to God. We don't do this. Say God by himself, Ahad, one, alone, nothing like him. وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ in the Quran, nothing like him. So religion, Islam came. Number two, Islam came to preserve life. You don't kill, even if you have wars. Human beings have wars. Islam gives us rules in wars. Don't kill women and children. If someone gives up the white flag, you don't attack them. Non-Muslims live under you. You cannot oppress them. Harming them, like the Prophet said in a hadith, a saying, if you harm a non-Muslim under your care and guardianship, then you have harmed the Prophet. This is what the Prophet says. And if you harm the Prophet, it is as if you have harmed Allah. It says, no Muslim would ever consider or being even associated with harming the Prophet, let alone harming Allah. This is what we're told. Yeah, rules for warfare. But today what you see with Israel doing, they say everybody, Amalek, everybody, finished. Muslims say no. If we see a Muslim doing something bad, you don't kill innocent people. There was a survey done in 2011, Gallup poll. They asked the people of other religions, can you ever kill innocent people? Muslims were the highest with 89%. I said no. All the other religions were less. Where did we get this from? Did we get this from our morality? No. Because if he even taps me on the shoulder, you were talking about karate, I'd be my karate ready here. But in Islam we're told, speak the truth. Even if it means going against yourself. Even if he's my friend. If he's doing something wrong, it's my duty to speak against him. So Islam came to preserve life. That's the second one. Number three, it came to preserve intellect. Meaning, anything that ruins intellect, Islam is not in favor of. Drinking, when you drink alcohol, you go crazy like the visa woman over there. She's going crazy. Yeah? This is what alcohol does.
What about the smoke? Like Islam?
Yeah, haram.
It's haram.
Smoking is haram. Why? Because it damages you. Some say it's makruh, disliked, but nobody says it's okay. That's the very least. Yeah? The Hanafis will say makruh, but even some of them say haram as well. But generally speaking, people say it's haram. Anything that takes you out of your senses.
We just recently found out about Back Market. So here is Aria's new phone.
You guys, I've already got the phone turned on. So like basically just like you just go through the same steps.
Back Market is a website and an app. It's a accessible and affordable place where you can buy quality devices. You just think upcycle, but for your tech. It took 3 business days. There was free shipping, 1-year warranty, and you have 30 days to change your mind. It's up to 70% less expensive than buying new.
Adobe Acrobat AI Assistant is super helpful because it allows me to weed through everything that I don't need and get to what is inspiring. And it's asking it certain questions, and then you have something that you can build on and then come out with like completely new ideas.
Not good. Alcohol, not good. Lancet. It's a prestigious medical journal. They came up with a study and said there's no benefit in alcohol. 0. We of course disagree with that because in the Quran it says has some benefits, but the harms outweigh the goods. That's intellect.
But
Islam,
they use it in medicine as well.
that's why I said that there are some good, some bad. So when you extract it, in Islam we're told if there is an alternative to that, use the alternative. If there is no alternative, then you're allowed to use it for medicine. So we have a structure. We have a structure in place. Next, Islam came to preserve wealth. That's why Muslims are encouraged to give in sadaqah, charity. Zakat, obligatory charity. And interest is forbidden. Because interest make the rich richer and the poor poorer. And lastly, family. Islam came to preserve the family unit. The mother is the mother. In fact, they ask about rights of a woman. When a girl is born, as soon as she's born, she becomes the means of paradise for her father. If the father raises her well, she will be a means of paradise. When she gets older and she marries, she becomes half of the deen of a husband.
Half of religion.
Religion. And when she gets older, she becomes a mother. Paradise lies under her feet. This is how we're told. This is what a mother is. Not, I don't know if she's a mother or a father or a pogo stick. Today they don't know what a man is, what a woman is. In Islam it's very clear. What is a man, what is a woman? What's the duty of a man? What is the duty of a woman? Family values. Islam came to preserve the family. That's why adultery, big punishment. You are not allowed to sleep around, to break houses, to traumatize people by ruining their relationships. 5 things Islam came to preserve: religion, life, intellect, wealth, and family. I'm telling you, my friend.
We had a conversation about the sects, like Sunni and Shia as well. So I couldn't really explain the
Sunni Shia you were asking, yeah? Your friend says Sunni Shia. I
The
tell
Muslim
you.
as well. Because I never heard about it. Like
No problem, no problem.
in Islam as well, there is like types. Like
Yes. Let me tell you something that you're not going to hear that often. And there's brothers here that can verify what I'm saying. When it comes to other religions and the sects that they have, sects imply different books, different worship, nay, a different belief. Complete different belief. When it comes to Islam, you can be of any sect. In fact, there is even one sect that we don't even accept, not even Muslims. Even they accept the Quran as well. The Qadianis. Even they accept the Quran. Shias accept Quran, Sunnis accept Quran. Quran is Quran, one Quran. When it comes to the Prophet being the last Prophet, whether you're a Shia, whether you're a Sunni, we all accept that there was a last Prophet, Muhammad, peace be upon him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
both of them, they accept.
We all accept. Both accept you pray 5 times a day. Both accept you go to Hajj, which is obligatory pilgrimage. Both accept you give zakat, obligatory charity. Both say you fast in Ramadan.
What's the difference? Like,
The difference, small things, historical differences in terms of narrations and this and that. However, when you look at Christianity, one sect believes one God. One sect believes Jesus is God. The other one believes Jesus is prophet. The other one believes he's son of God. 3 totally different beliefs. One believes 66 books in the Bible. One believes 69 books. One believes 73 books. So many different books. One believe that they are Unitarians and Trinitarians. Some believe that there is such thing as Trinity. Some believe if you don't believe Trinity, you're a heretic.
so it's a book who make a difference.
It's
a book.
It's people.
People.
People come after and
wrote
they
the
have
book?
different opinions. Like book is one, but interpretation of the book and interpretation of narrations. That's why you see people coming debating. Majority of the Muslim world are Sunnis. However, when it comes to Christians, you have Protestants, you have Catholics, then you've got Jehovah's Witnesses, then you've got the Mormons, you've got so many. When it comes to Muslims, only Sunnis and Shias. And both of them agree on most of the stuff anyway. So when it comes to the stuff that I'm telling you, looking after parents, not lying, not cheating, not stealing, we're all in agreement. That's the beauty. If something comes from God, then surely the belief has to be accessible by everybody. You should be able to access it. I should be able to access it. It should not be confusing like the Trinity. Like if I was to ask somebody about the Trinity,
I'm not sure if you asked me a question about having a 4 wives. I mean, I do a bit dawah at work as well, so I talk a lot with the
that's very good,
We
brother.
work together, so
Very good.
we need to talk about.
4 wives, huh? Look, Islam is practical. Islam doesn't beat around the bush. There is an inherent desire within man to be with a woman. And that woman goes through different periods in her life. She will have multiple children that will take her attention. She will have periods, menstruation, where she can't have intercourse with her husband. What does society say to the man? Go to the prostitute? Go to the Thai ladyboys? Go to who? Society says, oh, just keep it to yourself. Just watch dirty videos, go on these dirty websites. In Islam, we say you have a desire? No problem. You marry them. You give her her rights. You don't just use her and discard her. You love her, you cherish her, you give her what she deserves. But no more than 4 though. Christianity has no limit. Hinduism has no limit. Islam, we have limit. After 4, not allowed. 4 maximum, if you can treat them with justice. If you can't treat them with justice,
Just a man, yeah, not woman.
is that?
It's just a man who can marry 4,
Yes,
not woman.
yes.
Why woman she can't marry?
Because if a woman gets married to 4 men and she becomes pregnant, who's the father? And a woman's nature is different. A woman is more, even scientifically, she's more predisposed to being with one person, dedicating her life with one person, showing love, affection to one person. However, a man, he can do that with multiple women.
We're talking about average.
And in the UK, most people, they sleep around. The average is 6 to 9 sexual partners, where people will just sleep with somebody after having a pint of piss, alcohol and all of that. And then they sleep, they don't remember anything. They wake up, she's got a cab home, and she's pregnant, and she's just going to have an abortion. What sort of life is this, Anil? What is this life? What respect is this? What respect is this to the man? What respect is this to the woman? And what respect is this to the aborted child? Does he not deserve to live? This is murder. This is infanticide. We don't agree with this. That's why I said Islam came to preserve life. This sort of life included.
Okay, that's all. My question is
Yeah, Anil, I will speak to you on a level, like I feel like we've connected here. Honestly, I don't see a valid reason for you not to accept Islam. Your life will start properly if you accept Islam.
Yeah, I accept Islam. But the thing is
You said you accept Islam in terms of the explanations and everything.
accept
Do you want to accept Islam right now?
right now. I have to
Here's the difference. Let me tell you 2 things. If I love pizza, I have the thought in my head, I love pizza. Saying I love pizza just says what's in my head. I'm just declaring it. The thought, the reasoning is already there. In Islam, words are very important. When you testify and you believe in God and the Prophet and you say, it's a very short sentence, and then you will be Muslim. It's very simple. No candles, no curtains and things will start moving. Very simple. Even standing here, you can accept Islam. And when you say it, your heart will open to the mercy of God. Now your heart is closed because you haven't acknowledged God. It's in your head. So the blessing is coming in your head as well.
It's already open.
No,
It's
no.
open.
In Islam is different. Open means different. In Islam, it means when you say something using your mouth. Declaring something is very important in Islam. When you declare what's already in your heart, in your mind and your heart, it's different. Yeah, it's not accepted until you declare it. Once you declare it, then you can start living like a Muslim. And it doesn't now mean that everything changes for you, everything stops and life changes in 24 hours. Slowly, 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 slowly. Slowly, slowly the rain falls. Slowly, slowly you feel the air on your face. Slowly, slowly the medicine takes effect. Slowly, slowly one's love grows for your wife. This is the problem with alcohol. Too much alcohol. No good. So, and you know what? We believe something called the shaitan, the devil. Like you are very close to accepting Islam. The devil is not happy. So shaitan sends his messenger. Shaitan sends his prophet. That's people like that are the prophets of shaitan. You notice we stayed solid? Gone. A'udhu billahi min shaitanir rajim. Gone. Finished. So you believe in Islam in your head, in your heart, then you just say it, and one by one, slowly you learn about Islam and you go at your own pace. Because my friend, you're pretty much a Muslim. Are you ready to accept Islam now? I will tell you how simple it is. Let's just say you said yes. Then I would say to you, your name Anil. So I would say Anil, repeat after me. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. I testify there's none worthy of worship besides Allah, and I testify that Muhammad is the slave and messenger of Allah. That's it. That's all that would happen. Then everybody here would start hugging you and congratulating you. That's what would happen. It's literally as simple as that. It's a very good point in Islam. I know when you're in certain relationships and when you're in certain jobs and you've done something wrong, people don't forgive. They remember. He's made a very good point. Allah bless him. He said, it's like you're reborn. Allah will give you a second chance at life. Whatever you've done, you've done. Now, second chance. People in relationships, they would do anything for a second chance. Sometimes their partner doesn't give them a second chance. Here Allah is giving you a second chance. And like you said, you believe this stuff anyway. You've been given the response. You ready to take your shahada?
I'm actually giving
We can do it in private if you want.
I have like more voices. Like I want to meet you like again.
Okay.
So we're gonna have like more conversation. So
Okay.
if you give me
That's fine. I don't want to pressurize you. But to me, it seemed like you're ready. If you want some more time, no problem. I will be here. Whenever you want to come and talk again, I will be here, Anil. Really nice meeting you. Think of some more questions.
Thank you.
And I'll be ready for you. Nice to meet you, my friend. Take care.